Mr. Biya and the colonial governor, the captain of all the Francophone dogs, have had it very hard these days. Let me tell us something. Buea is our capital, and that's how it's going to stay. Mr. Biya or Okala Bilai cannot change that fact, because this is a genuine fight. We are fighting for our rights, and of course, we are in our land, and there is nothing anybody can do. Tell Mr. Biya that I understand his worries to kill some of us, but Eric Tataw has been coded. I have been coded, and my code can only be found somewhere in the Antarctica, kept by my wife. So if you want to kill me, you have to get to my wife. And of course, if you want to get my wife, you have to get me. And since you cannot get any of us, it almost becomes an impossibility to think about getting closest or closer to me. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say this, and I want us to be effective in our disposition. See, each time I look at La République, I laugh. Do you know why I laugh? I will tell you why I laugh. Just a minute. Please keep on sharing and typing. I want independence. Independence, tell us what you want. Is it federation or independence? You type and invite friends extensively. We're going to start this demonstration when we have 1,000 people or more watching live. And that should be done in the next 2 minutes. It's your responsibility. So while I keep on thanking you for your solidarity, for your love, for preaching unity, and for telling La République that our land is our land, and that we will not go down without having our independence, I also want to tell you that we must remain absolutely steadfast. And this is the secret. The secret is in this bowl I'm going to show us today. And of course, we're going to reach that number soon. It's a small demonstration, and I want everybody to watch, because it is going to be a strong message for the people on Ground Zero. Everybody on Ground Zero, please invite them. Let's do this demonstration together. I will do this demonstration in exactly 2 minutes from now. 2 minutes. Unfailingly, 2 minutes from now, I'll do this demonstration before I start the show. And I thank you all guys, because I have seen your resolve. And you type independence because that is what is coming from your mind. And no matter what La République does, Mr. Biya has failed, and big time he has failed. If you join, you invite friends, tell us where you're watching from, and tell us what you want. Is it independence or federation? Or is it a union with the colonial wicked regime in Yaoundé? All the choices belongs to you. All the choices belong to you. It is your responsibility to choose. And of course, the time is now or never. And I trust the people of Ambazonia that no matter what happens, our people are determined. And it's a clear show of what you want through this live show. Of course, don't forget that the international community is watching. And that is why I say things here without fear or favor. Because a lot of people who don't know, Eric Tataw is not afraid to go to jail. I'm not afraid to be killed. I'm not afraid to die, because I will die someday. Let me tell you something. My father died in 2003. My father. Some of you are watching, you probably lost your father, your brothers, your mothers. You've lost people long before now. Did they die because they were fighting for Ambazonia? No. They died naturally, suspiciously, mysteriously. So you're going to die somehow. So there is no need you get afraid or you begin to get panicked because you think that, oh, they're going to kill me. It doesn't matter. Somebody is going to die, and something or somebody somewhere is going to kill you somehow. So no, it can be La République, it can be anybody. But whatever be the case, remember one thing is necessary. And that thing is your determination to fight for justice and to fight for your people. Because that is what will make you proud. When you sit somewhere and you cross your legs, you will tell your children that, oh, I fought for my country. You see, Ambazonia, this is how I used to fight. The glory is not today. The glory is for tomorrow. It's for the history books. You want to participate. You want to read that book with strength. You want to read that book with courage. You want to remove your hands from every bad deed, from non-participation. You want to remove your hands from injustices. And the only one thing to right that wrong is by supporting Ambazonia full-time. We'll get our independence full-time, because it is already been declared, and now we are only restoring it, and there is no way that the Republic is going to take that from us. Now, I think we have 100 more persons to go, but that notwithstanding, I will start this demonstration before people will join us online. All right, now let me do this. Let me do this. You know, I said that Gary, now Mama Ambazonia. You know, this is Gary. And everywhere there is Gary. This is Gary in the United States of America where I live. There is Gary. And you see this demonstration. Please share, invite friends, like. And if you're just joining, you are not friends with me, you have the right to follow my page so that you see everything I post or when I come on live. This is Gary. I am going to do this Gary as a meal. You know, when we're in school and in Cameroon, in those days before we talk about Ambazonia, Gary is considered as a meal for the peasants, for the struggling people. It's a meal for poor people. But it is not so. The significance of this food, in America, it's a fast food, if you want to call it that way. Gary signifies patience. It signifies determination. Gary signifies, you know, your commitment to succeed. That is Gary for you. And let me tell you something, if you don't know. For those who don't know, this is what I want to eat and share on a Sunday with the people of Ambazonia. I have just Gary, pure Gary here, with sugar. This is my sugar. I eat a lot of sugar though. There is no granite or peanut if you want, no milk in this Gary. 1,000 people watching now. Exactly just what I wanted. So you see, I want to tell our mothers, brothers and sisters on Ground Zero, that the time has come for you to suffer, to persevere, because it is not going to be easy. Restoration forces will be blocking roads. Not because they hate you, but because we want to punish the colonizer. But while they punish the colonizer, you will also have what I want to call collateral damages. You will suffer in the course. And remember to be patient. Because, like that little child who eats Gary in primary school, there are people who are medical doctors today, pilots, engineers, big businessmen. Myself, I ate Gary. I come from a very humble background. But today, I have fought my way to the United States by myself. You can do it. Every Ambazonian can do it. The significance of this Gary is to tell you that we are at the stage where we have to struggle. We have to strive. We have to fight. Because Gary, there is nobody watching this show who is an Ambazonian who has never eaten Gary. You might be eating Gary, but you don't know the significance. Because the time has come. It is one of the cheapest meals. The time has come when every Ambazonian has to offer Gary to the other. We have to survive by Gary. It's cheapest and efficient and quickest in preparing. Therefore, you have to put your minds above suffering. Look at Jesus Christ. 40 days and 40 nights. 40 days and 40 nights in the desert. He didn't die. He didn't even have Gary. But today we are offering you Gary as a symbol of your patience, determination, liberation. You have to fight. Gary, not Gary. Gary, not Mama Ambazonia. Because when you get independence, we think that Gary would have reminded you. Now, very sweet. Very sweet. Gary is eating everywhere. Don't think that you'll be shopping when you know about food during this period. Very nice. My goodness. That is the last supper for La Republic. It is the last supper for La Republic. Everybody. It is the last supper. You see, this is the second container of water. Or you eat Gary, no matter the quantity, drink plenty of water, you are going to get food. Now, I think you have understood my point. Because everybody type Gary na Mama Ambazonia or Gary na Gary. Gary na Gary. Water na water. Gary na Gary. Now, I will start with the first point. Acting the expendables in Bamenda and Limbe and other parts, Kumba. You know, some time ago, Okala Bilai, the criminal and colonial governor, the occupier, called those dogs. And you know, before he used to sign curfews for the other divisions without FACO. But where is FACO today? When I say that FACO has fallen, I know what I'm talking about. Look at Moyoka is under FACO. Ekona, my 16 Bolifamba. Bomaka, Munya, Kombo, Boya itself, Mutengene, Ombe, Tiko, Mondoni, all those areas have experienced gunshots and fightings. Only one place is left, Limbe. No. Restoration forces, listen. Share this post until it gets to all our forces on the ground. Limbe. We have to, you see the petrol stations in Limbe. Those ones, you don't have to make any mistakes. Put Limbe in flames. Arrest all the Francophones in Limbe who are disturbing Ghost Town. In fact, all restoration forces in FACO, le PLM move now and get to Limbe. Let us cripple FACO for Kalai to see. Listen, today is 1st July. I give you a little while before tomorrow, before the week runs out. Put Limbe on her knees. Shut Victoria down. That is our land, and nothing is supposed to function there without our authority. You have the mandate. You have the power. You have the support of God. You have the support of international law. Go to FACO, to Limbe. Every corner, Limbe, Edinau, Ngeme, Isokolo. Shut it down. Start from the periphery before you're coming to the main town. Shut everywhere down in Limbe. Restoration forces, you have made us proud. and the colonial French diplomat has taken the message back. Now, you have to complete your job. If you shut Limbe down for 1 or 2 days, we would have declared literally that Fako has indeed fallen. Gary na Gary. Let me tell you something. No matter what is going to happen tomorrow, the most important thing that must happen now is Limbe. That is my school town. That is my town. I know what to do. Tell Okara that I'm shutting Limbe down. I will shut Limbe down. We Ambazonians will shut it down. Restoration forces, take note. All banks, markets, roads, schools, anything in Limbe should be shut down. When we shut it down, we continue, we advance until Bia will leave our land. You have read what has happened in Penamboko. That is in the littoral region. I told you people, and I told Bia, that we will go there. We have started only with the gendarmerie post. We will burn the entire La Republique. Your responsibility, please. I want this show to reach everybody on Ground Zero. Before I make this declaration, I want Mr. Bia to listen. I want Mr. Bia to listen. We go to Bamenda. Bamenda is doing great. But that town is yet to be shut down. Therefore, all restoration forces around those villages, those areas, you have to shut down Bamenda as well. You have the responsibility. Any government building in Bamenda, any building carrying the La Republique colonial flag, police stations, houses of politicians who have refused to talk for their people and who are still prostituting with the Yaoundé regime, put it down. When I say put it down, I'm not talking in tongues. I mean burn it down. Because those people, I want the international community to listen. Those people, they are harboring soldiers and keeping guns and weapons of mass destruction, and chemical weapons to use against the locals, the innocent citizens of Ambazonia. Therefore, as a human rights activist, I owe the people of Ambazonia this prerogative to preach to them one of the strategies of self-defense, which is preemptive self-defense. You attack first based on conviction, even an assumption, by the simple understanding that this person is a suspect. Put the hands down. It is your international right and obligation to fight before you are being killed. So that is what you must do. All those politicians, parliamentarians in all the other counties, in Dian, in Kupe Maninguba, in Manu, in Fako, in Meme, in Momo, in Dongamantu, in Menchum, in Boyo, in Bui, all the counties, Meza, you know their houses. They are still prostituting with the regime. And by assumption and conviction, it would appear they are harboring weapons in their houses. And if you don't want to be killed, burn down those houses completely before they use those weapons against you. That is your right. You have the right to make sure that you burn those houses down. I will come back to this point. Let me go to this issue I begin to hear in Bello. You know, the reason why the fighting started in Bello yesterday and today is because La Republic soldiers shot and killed a 7-month-old woman, 7-month pregnant woman. Can you imagine that? They shot and killed this woman in Anyin. She was 7 months pregnant. Her pregnancy was 7 months. You shoot and killed an innocent pregnant woman in Bello, 7 months old. A 7-month-old pregnancy, and the mother killed. And the soldiers say that they cannot. The restoration forces say that they cannot stand it, and fighting started. Now we are getting unconfirmed because I'm still investigating that fact. But while I continue my investigation, I want to tell restoration forces in Bello that you have the opportunity to write your names in the history of the world for life. Oh my God, give me that opportunity. Let me see a French soldier in Amazonia. Bello, Boyo, Menchu, all those neighboring villages. God has delivered you on the platter of gold the opportunity to write your names in the Guinness Book of Records, to put your names in the Hall of Fame of liberation fighters. I beg you, in the name of God, kill only one French soldier. And if they are there, if they are actually there, kill only one, and see how the whole game, independence will come. If that French soldier drops dead now, as I'm talking, and those pictures, we circulate them worldwide on Twitter, independence will come the next second. I said the next second. We will have independence the next 10 seconds. So, if there are French soldiers there, forget about the Republic, black people for now. Even those of you around the corner, I have not confirmed that yet. But you heard the testimony of that woman. That old woman was shot on the leg. Please, write your names on the rock. Kill me only 1 or 2 French soldiers if they're in Amazonia. Take it as, listen, means this is now we need the highest audacious. As they are shooting, you are going until you put the soldier down and then you take a picture. Then you know that you have completed the race for Amazonians. Who gave a French soldier the power, the right to come in Amazonia? I want to ask. You know, we have already had the independence, that's sure. But we want to make it faster. So, restoration first is take note. You have to target, you ambush, and make sure that before, if there are French soldiers there, I'm still working on their investigation. I cannot say it because I've not had confirmation. I like to confirm my thing before I write. But I'm saying this as an activist, not as a journalist. That if they are there, kill them. I mean, don't hesitate. If it's a French soldier, listen, let me tell you what you do. If it's a French soldier, when you kill the soldier, you cut the neck and put it on the stick, hang the amber flag there and televise it. Cut the neck of the soldier, the French soldier, cut it, put it on the stick and put our flag, and then we parade it on social media. We make it viral. If you do that, CNN, BBC, Al Jazeera, for all media stations, my goodness, independence will be the next 10 seconds. So if they are there, do not hesitate. Kill them at once. Cut their necks and put it on sticks and then use it to dance the Bello style dance. dance the Bello dance with it. Use their hands as sticks for your drums. You beat the drums. That is what will happen. Who born French soldier? How he pass enter Bello? I need to confirm this story. But for the time being, I've told you what to do. Then, this is very important problem. Very crucial. I address it to the interim government. And you know that God is supreme. I don't know how I got myself to this position. But God put his hands on my head. And if God says that you should talk on behalf of the people, it means that God radiates, represents, incarnates honesty, truth, sincerity. And God does not know how to lie. In fact, God, the opposite of God, is lie or Satan. And so, there is no way I can see what is wrong and I stay quiet. I want to address this very important thing. You know, Dr. Sako has to understand one thing. I want to talk with respect because our president. But what I want to talk about is the role of the press as a fourth estate in checking powers. The role of the press I have to put everybody on track, and I respect where it's necessary and disrespect to maximum when the person becomes, excessive. I'm not saying that to the president though. Now, as Eric Tataw, when I write every news item, I put my signature tune, which is my name. And as you know, I have my sources all over, in Yaoundé, everywhere. And when I break the news of the sacking of let me say about Milton Takat, some people said, oh, it's because Sako told me this, President Sako. No, I don't get information like that. There is a restoration council, and the restoration council, you can have people leak stories to you, like in the presidency. So if you say that Eric Tataw is, because he's working with Sako, no, I don't work with President Sako. I'm not part of the IG. I am the editor-in-chief, publisher, and founder of National Telegraph. I have my contacts. So you cannot tell me that because I said that Siseko was in SEC and Nalowa was in Nigeria. I'm the only person who said that. You want to tell me that? Are you telling me that I'm working with Bia or I'm working with Buhari? No, I'm not working with none of them. I just have my people give me information. However, I want to wash my hands and for the Pope of Ambazonia to see my hands. Any day I am looking at the blood of over 4,000 people who have died in this revolution. And there is nobody who is above the revolution, including President Sako, including President Siseko. And the only way we will serve this population is speaking the truth, but doing it in a way that shows tranquility. Now, please, if you join, you share extensively and invite friends and like and type "We Want Independence." If you are watching this show, you are not friends with me on Facebook because I've exceeded my friend request limit, just go to my wall, Eric Tataw, and click follow. I want you to always get the videos because everybody must participate in the decision making of Ambazonia. Now, it was through my own inspiration, my conviction, and through a psychological game stage that I thought that it was important for the Pope of Ambazonia to consider relinquishing Siseko from the post of president and giving Dr. Sako full powers. I did not say that Seseko should be forgotten. No, I didn't say that. All of you watch me. That is live on video, and audio is audio visual. So I want to say about 2 or 3 things here. The first one goes to President Sako. I have seen the list of the cabinet reshuffle, and I am shocked, to be honest with you, that the list, I don't know if it's Seseko that signed that cabinet reshuffle or it's Dr. Sako. I don't know who signed it, because it's not Sako who signed it. And I don't know how they got to Seseko in set to sign that document. For those of you on Ground Zero, this is not polemics. It's just putting things straight. So it doesn't affect the struggle in any way. It's just a press man trying to check the powers that some people think they have already. It's just, I'm just trying to check the powers. It's not anything that cause division or make you to be demoralized. No, it's putting things straight. Now, I saw that document saying that it was signed by the president of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. That is a farce. It's dictatorial. It is criminal. In fact, it is uncalled for. It is despicable and unacceptable. There is only one president of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, and that is His Excellency Sisiku Ayok Tabe Julius, still held in detention under deplorable conditions in SET. There is also an acting president, who they call the AP, in the person of Dr. Sako. And if I see a document saying that president of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, that is an insult to the Ambazonian people, except Dr. Sako and his team are telling us that that document has been signed by Sisiku. Now, Sisiku did not sign that document, obviously, because he doesn't have access to do that. It only means one thing, and this is what I know that it means. It means that Dr. Sako is the one who signed that document. Now, I want to Ambazonian people to understand something. I don't play test waters for anybody. From Ground Zero, when I used to run my papers, I am an independent journalist whose opinions are mostly bought by those in power. I think I'm just gifted that God gives me a kind of power to propose things that look genuine and applicable. And it's not because I discussed with Dr. Sako before I came and said that they should make Sako president. No. I don't have any benefit in this IG. When they call me that you have to interview President Sako, before I got my driver's license, they used to drive me there. They come and pick me up and drive me, and then they drop me back. That is the only thing they do for me. So it is not something that I have any benefit. And I owe the people of Ambazonia the right to the right information, to get the truth about our struggle. And people must know this, that if Dr. Sako signed that document saying that the president of Ambazonia, that is wrong. And in my name as Eric Tataw, I cannot accept it, because I don't condone. The reason why, listen, I support the interim government 1 billion% for one thing, because it is a representative of the people of Ambazonia, not because it is Sako or any other person. No. Even if you were Comrade Ayaba or Akwanga or Tapang Ivo or Mabarita or anybody, or my brother in Los Angeles, Oche or Chemba, that were president of Ambazonia, of the interim government, I will still support that government, because it's morality to support the government that represents the people. No matter how much chaos can be there, we'll always manage it. But we have to check powers. I want to assume that it was a typo that Dr. Sako or his secretariat omitted acting and simply put president. It's possible it can happen. I just want to hope so. If not, Dr. Sako must do that correction immediately and do a rejoinder before any such cabinet is announced by Secretary Chris Anu. We cannot have people wanting to behave like Paul Biya, because if Dr. Sako single-handedly changed his title, or he did it with the approval of the Restoration Council, it's still wrong. Listen, I want to be quoted anywhere. I don't talk with the corner of my mouth. No, that's not Eric Tataw. I talk the way it is. The Restoration Council has its functions. When I said that we can consider stripping Sisiko of the powers of president given to Dr. Sako, I also mentioned that Sisiko will remain our honorary president, in which case, after he's completely free, he will now take over his original presidency. That's what I said. I said. Now, if Dr. Sako has changed his title, that is dictatorial. And the people of Ambazonia cannot accept that. We love him as a president, but he must also toe the line. We love him as a president, he must also, however, toe the line. I do not have concern about who the president is making part of his cabinet. That is not my business. But I can also criticize or appreciate the cabinet. In which days, when I've seen the final list read and confirmed by Secretary Chris Anu, I'll pick up the list and criticize what I know, so that the people who are there, they can sit up to do their job. Now, I urge the president to revise that title, because when I said that we should consider, I said that it should involve a broad-based decision of the people of Ambazonia, including public opinion. It was not something for the president to stay overnight and take his pen or ask his typist to change his title. It doesn't work like that. It can never work like that. We must learn how to stop behaving like Paul Biya, the dictator. Because if that is what this government has done, they have done the same thing that Paul Biya does with the constitution. We, the people of Ambazonia, were fighting against dictatorship, against marginalization, against all of those nonsense. And we cannot allow our president that we cherish to make that kind of mistakes, or those kind of mistakes. Mr. President, I want you to know that your advisors have misled you. And you must, as a matter of necessity, correct that mistake. Now, I do not also have the capacity to decide what projects the president wants to put out there, but I can criticize and make my point. Now, I hear the president has also introduced an airline stuff, but I want to ask Mr. President that the people cannot continue without having an appropriate, comprehensive, and clean and clear account of the so far situation of my trip to Buea. The Ambazonia community is not a personal business where it's not a sole proprietorship. We have to give account to the people, make appropriate accounts for people to understand the stage and the state of the revolution and their finances. Whether people have contributed or not, they still have the right to criticize. So it is important for the president, before introducing, people are not stupid. I follow broad-based public opinion, and some of my outings are also shaped by the genuine concerns of the people of Ambazonia. And Mr. President, we love you. We will still continuously contribute, but we want you to know that it is important for you and your cabinet or your government to make an appropriate statement on how the people's money have been spent so far and since the beginning of the collection and the closure of my trip to Buea. The people of Ambazonia, they are not just toys or some kind of game sheets or a Scrabble or some jigsaw puzzle that you just feed around and think they will stay quiet. No. These are animate persons. They are animated objects. They can talk, they can move, they can feel, they can reason. So it is important for our interim government to make us proud by showing and leading by example. It is important for us to have the right to get access into our own dealings without any further hindrances or any bottlenecks, or without the president looking at those who are criticizing as being enemies. I know after this, the interim government and the other people might start looking at me somehow, but I don't care, because I am not part of that government. I don't care what they think. I don't care how they look at it. But one thing is sure, that we will continuously fight for the poor of Ambazonia. And I want the interim government, from the president right down to the last person, to take this part of my outing as an advice for us to forge ahead, for us to minimize criticisms, for us to concentrate. Because it would appear, if you refuse to give a detailed statement of my trip to Buea, it will only mean that you are helping people to keep on causing confusion in the struggle. With this said, I want to go to another important fact and address Manga, for Manga to know that she might have genuine concerns about the things she says or the things she probably wants to express to the public. Now, the Manga, I want you to stop saying that this is Manga. You are not a journalist. I don't know what news you are reading, because you have become increasingly derogatory. First and foremost, I already told you that you were banned as an Ambazonian, but I respect your opinion, because despite that, I still listen to it. Now, you cannot and will not accept it. I want people to listen. We are going to arrest Manga. You don't have any right to insult our president. Have you seen La République citizens and soldiers, La République politicians? Have you seen them insulting Biya? No. Biya is the worst president. They can say it behind, but it will never go out there. But Mangan does audios every 10 seconds insulting President Sako. If you have your problems, and she does it and includes my name. If you have your problem with President Sako because you were sacked after they arrested Sisiko, look for a way to solve that problem. I don't understand how a married woman at your age, Manga, you reduce yourself to a baby. Is it not true that when people become so old, they become so retarded and they start behaving like babies? How is it important when you come and you start insulting the president, saying all sorts of things? We expect the Republic to look for allegations to bring against our president so that we can defend. But you are here, you are saying this. I hear some people say that President Sako has bought a house. That's a lie. I want to say it authoritatively, because I know. How do they buy houses in America? So how much do you take to buy in America? How do they buy houses? And Manga, who knows the way American functions, she's there setting confusion. I know that you have genuine worries. I've listened to a lot of things, but I want you to show some reserve, some level of decorum. I mean, stop behaving like these old witches in these Nigerian movies they call Awa and Samadora. You don't behave like that. No woman behaves like that. I don't know how your husband copes, because you are supposed to think about your family too. Not coming up and making very foolish audios, insulting the president. No, it's not supposed to be like that. You claim you don't want to destroy the IG. You must talk because it's important for you to talk. But what do? You do only the things that are meant to, they are very derogatory and are meant to destroy the reputation of the president. And I want to tell you people, I also heard some people of scope saying that I said this, they sacked me in Tataw, I'm the one. If I report news, you go and put my name in your audio. How is that my business? When I reported about Sisiku, or I've just reported about Penamboko, why did you not say that I'm working with the gendarmerie in Penamboko? Do you know? Do you ever think about the fact that I need to sleep? That I have a family? And when you're in Cameroon or Ambazonia, you read news when something is happening at 5 a.m. I'm reporting it here. It's 12 midnight in America at 5 a.m. When it's 7 in Cameroon, it's 2 a.m. here. I'm reporting Bomaka was 6, 5. I'm reporting it. What time do I sleep? Have you asked yourself that question? Because they have said that Eric Tataw has reported that Milton Taka has been dismissed. You take me and mix in your politics. Did you see Eric Tataw for National Telegraph USA or Eric Tataw for Ambazonian IG? Please, we must respect professionals and respect our government. With that said, I urge all Ambazonians to remain committed to this struggle. This struggle is above anybody, and we must work hand in hand in making sure that we get to the promised land. And now, because I have to be a dynamic journalist and an activist, I only think that the people of Ambazonia should unanimously agree that Sisiko will remain our president, but he cannot take any decision while in jail. That should be written and signed by the interim government, assigning delegating powers to Sako, Dr. Sako, to negotiate on behalf of the Ambazonian people, but he remains the acting president, because the route that Dr. Sako has taken, whether it's a mistake, we no longer care by saying that by just coming out there and announcing himself as the president, it gives us concern about what might happen in future. So the Restoration Council should bring a clause to be endorsed by the Ambazonian public, saying that Sisiko remains our president, but he cannot act or sign any documents in detention on behalf of Ambazonia, and they will delegate powers to Dr. Sako and other frontline leaders to get into any negotiation when the time is right. When that is done, it's going to avoid this issue that we're already seeing a document saying president when it is acting president. That might have been a mistake, but I have the right to explore the mistake and do a correction. I've said it the way it is, and if you want to get angry with me, that is your cup of tea. In America, we only pray for long life, for prosperity, but there's one thing that we must maintain, and we must always know that this thing is indispensable in America, and that's what we want to transfer in Ambazonia: the truth and freedom of speech. While we speak with a lot of respect for the institutions that we incarnate, we speak with respect for the people that view us, that follow us, we also have to remember that those people have the rights to criticize our actions. Before I go, one last salute to all our ground forces. And I want to tell you people that all of you on ground zero watching me, all of you, I want you to listen very attentively. Now I want you to quote me anywhere. My name is Eric Tataw. Let it be known that I have given you the power. The power of Ambazonia have mandated you to bring down Limbe. Bring down Limbe. I want Mr. Bia to know one thing. If I don't get independence, Yaoundé will not rest. And if Bia, let me tell Bia something. After whatever, if you think that you can give clemency to everybody in Ambazonia, I don't need your clemency. If I don't get independence, I want to remain exiled. I want to remain exiled forever. I don't need to go to face people who are rebels, who are killers, who are serial killers and contingent genocidal actors and perpetrators. It means that we have to fight to the end. We must fight till the end of this struggle. Bia, keep all your plans. I want to tell the French government that me, Eric Tataw, anyway, I know what to do. I know what to do. The French ambassador in the United States will hear from me any of these days. They will hear from me. Because we have to understand that if you see a Frenchman knowing that there's a problem in southwest and northwest, in West Cameroon, in Ambazonia, southern Cameroon, and he goes there and allows a French banner in a very strategic visit as that, it only tells you one thing, that we have to bomb down anything that represents La Republic. I want to thank all the forces, defense forces in Pernamboko. You know Pernamboko? Pernamboko is, you know, if you look at the name of the subdivision, Tico is there. It shows that it's southern Cameroon. Pernamboko has a lot of egusi. I know Pernamboko very well. I've gone there through the ferry. And the fact that we have started there in the littoral region, we have to get Konsamba down, get Bonaberi down, get Daido. In fact, we have to disrupt the whole of the littoral. And I want Bia to know that we are already there. And they are just waiting for orders to start acting. We know when we act and we know how to act. Before I close, when I heard this guy, I told people about the fact that you have to be patient, persevere, and be determined. Now, restoration forces, the aspect of blocking roads is very important. Now, take this as a responsibility. There is only one way, there are ways, but there is one major way you can stop what I want to call contraband. What can you consider as a contraband? Listen very well. Please share this. You like and invite friends. I want to pass this last important message for just 2, 3, or 5 minutes. What is a contraband? Now, I want to use a key word for restoration forces to temper justice with mercy on what is a contraband. A contraband, this is my definition. Quote me anywhere. A contraband should be, in Ambazonian context, it is any product from La Republique that is not necessary for the survival of an Ambazonian. What is a contraband? It should be considered as any product from La Republique that is not necessary for the survival of Ambazonians. Now, I will go now. Listen to the word. I'll put the word necessary. It's important for restoration forces to take note of this word. A contraband. I'm not following the Macmillan and Cambridge definition. But a contraband is something similar to what I'm saying, but this is our definition. A contraband is any good or product from La Republique, only from La Republique, that is not necessary for the survival of an Ambazonian. Okay, now, because I want restoration forces to exercise restraint. Now, what is it that is not necessary? And what is, so we look at necessary, we're talking about necessity. Now, I mean that restoration forces should block all the major roads. In fact, you should have road blocks after every 10 seconds. You control all the vehicles that are passing. Now, contrabands will be products that we don't need to. Any product that will not help us to, if we don't have it, we'll survive. We don't need it. For example, any brasserie product, we can stay without beer. That is an automatic contraband. Destroy it. Destroy any brasserie product. It should be destroyed. You go to water, like somebody just said, I was just coming to water, Tangi. You can drink spring water. You can even boil the river, like River Bokwa in my village. Carry it and boil it. It will be good, and when you sift out it, it's going to be drinkable. Destroy every vehicle carrying mineral water from La Republique. It should be destroyed. Now, you also have rice that is coming from La Republique. Rice should not be a contraband, because we want to give the freedom for our businessmen who are buying rice. That's okay. It's going to help our population, because our people also need rice to eat, to survive. So we also have to use what we have to get what we don't have. If you see rice, please, restoration forces, please, Make sure you don't stop people's trucks. But you have to check to make sure that extra things are not there that are contraband. Destroy anything. Let rice go to our communities. People need rice to survive. Please, do not burn vehicles carrying rice, but destroy vehicles carrying water and brasseries product. Now, savon. Our people should start learning on how to make cocoa soap. No savon, soap, rubbing oil from the Republic should not enter Amazonia. People for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months or so before we get our final restoration, use palm kernel oil. Use red oil. Granite oil should not enter ever. Listen. Somebody says rice can be poisoned. The businessmen who buy rice, they take the responsibility. They know what to do. The company cannot just poison rice because, except they want to make special rice for Amazonian businessmen. God is going to take charge. We always have collateral damage. Cement. Cement can come into an extent because people need to also build their houses. A house is a necessity. I want us to be very, very realistic. A house is a necessity. You know, because you cannot stop people from having cement. For those who want to use cement, they have to use cement. They have to use zinc. The rainy season is coming. Water is not a necessity because we have water available in Amazonia. Yeah, people can also reduce the importation of that rice from the Republic by getting Indub rice. But how much will Indub rice survive us? And for those of you, please, a very important point. And if you want to buy cement, buy only Dangote. Kill the business of cement camp. Very important. Somebody has just given me this inspiration. Buy only Dangote. It should be a business favoritism. If you don't buy Dangote, in fact, let's just give this command. If anybody is building a house in Amazonia with cement camp, destroy the cement camp. They should buy only Dangote. No cement camp in our land. I think it's very important. Buy only Dangote and Nigerian building materials. No Republic. Now, this is a major way I tell you that we're going to stop brasserie, because some people will still get stubborn and they want to buy it. For all of your businessmen who will still want to go ahead to buy brasserie's product, now there is no more warning. We will not longer destroy just the drinks. If you see any shop in Amazonia with a bottle of brasserie's product, Castel, beer, any beer, do not destroy the beer. Burn down the entire shop. I mean the whole shop. Listen, when you burn it down, when they ask you, that who asked you, who told you to burn it down, tell them that is Eric Tataw. Let them take me to any court, and I will tell the judge that I commanded it for the reasons that I'm going to name when that time comes. There is no more warning. If you see any shop selling brasserie's products after this warning, please burn it down. I mean, don't select the products. Everything in there becomes a contraband. There is no mercy for such businessmen. Burn the entire shop and its content. Put it down to ashes, and then arrest the businessman and give him 24 lashes on his products, and let him pay you people, restoration forces, a fine of at least 1 million. It is not ransom. Don't take him for ransom. If he doesn't have the fine, you should take an undertaking to pay, and then you allow him. If he doesn't pay when the time comes, you arrest him again and teach him what it means to fool the restoration forces. Anybody who is a businessman who would, very important, thank you people. Now, PMUC is a French mafia still operating in Amazonia. CSA. Now we will play only Premier games, and Paris Food will not play because Paris Food is French. Only Premier Games. Restoration Forces. You have to destroy all PMU kiosks. Paris Food, any businessman doing Paris Food, burn down his building. All PMU kiosks in Ambazonia should be destroyed. All. Do not hesitate to destroy all those kiosks. PMU is not allowed. It's a contraband in Ambazonia. It should be destroyed. I'll find time. I see that I've talked too much or too long, and Secretary Cristiano should be live now. So I want to allow you people to listen to the Secretary for Communication. God bless you. Don't forget, we have more that we'll talk next time. I love you all, and put Ambazonia first. God bless you and stay safe. We all can always come online tomorrow or next tomorrow. We will always be here. Thank you and stay blessed. Happy Sunday and happy new month. God bless you.